Homefront Girls by Rosie Goodwin. Narrated by Gabrielle Glaister. Chapter 1. Coventry, November 1939. I'm sorry, darling, but the long and the short of it is, you will have to find yourself a job immediately. What? Annabelle Smythe's beautiful blue eyes stretched wide with horror as she stared back at her mother, who was nervously wringing her hands. They were in Annabelle's bedroom, and the young woman leapt up and began to pace up and down the length of the soft flowered carpet as her pure silk dressing gown swirled about her slim legs. Annabelle was 20 years old, and had never done a day's work in her entire life, nor did she intend to. The only child of wealthy parents, she had been indulged in everything she had ever wanted from the moment her mother had held her in her arms, and she was not going to let that change now. "But why, Mummy?" she whined as she raised a perfectly plucked, pencilled eyebrow. "Is it the latest clothing bill I ran up in town yesterday? I know I was a little extravagant, but I won't do it again, I promise. It's just that after I'd bought the new dress, I had to have shoes and a handbag to go with it. And a coat, of course, didn't I? And if what people are saying is true, then it's going to be very hard to get hold of any decent clothes soon. And you wouldn't want me to walk about like a tramp, would you?" She gazed at her mother imploringly. "Oh, Annabelle." Miranda Smythe sank down onto the bedroom chair, which was upholstered in a soft pink colour to match the bedding and the curtains. "You must realise, surely, that the war has affected Daddy's business badly. People aren't buying luxury cars anymore, and the thing is... well, the truth of the matter is, we're struggling a little bit." "Humph!" Annabelle snatched a silver-backed hairbrush from the dressing-table and began to yank it through her shoulder-length blonde hair, which only that afternoon had been primped and teased into Marcel waves at a hairdresser's in the city centre. "Is that why you've sacked Mrs. Fitton? It's going to be horrible now, having no one to do our washing and ironing." "I'm afraid it is," her mother replied as patiently as she could. She adored her daughter, and would have walked over hot coals for her, if need be. But sometimes, just sometimes, she wondered if she hadn't spoiled her just a little too much. However, now she had started, she ploughed on. "And you may as well know, Mrs. Brooks will be finishing at the end of the week, too."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?